Yes, that's good. I think we might need to lower it just a tiny bit.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a little bit better. Yeah.
All right. I've also been working on the origin stuff for this currently.
Oh yeah, it is for your level of playing, it's elementary. So, but still, we need to go through that and make sure that everything is played beautifully. Because with music that easy, that would be the decisive criteria. Well, with every music, that's the decisive criteria. But yeah, anyway, so scales. You said. Let's listen to them. Let's turn around here because I want you to be able to see what you're doing while playing. Now you don't need the stand, so just face the camera, and get it out of the way. What I'm.
It was really bad.
Well, what was bad about it?
It was really out of tune and like the shift.
No, it wasn't out of tune. All of a sudden, it got so self-conscious that you started reducing the amount of bow you were playing. So, look, if you have done your intonation work at home, more or less it should hold. So, when you play for somebody, it's performance time, it's not practicing time. So, whatever small things might be happening, just take a mental note that they have happened. Maybe this is something that you need to revisit in your practicing. But try to keep the rest of it okay, because if one little thing like this starts affecting the amount of bow you use, and then look, the things it affects the rhythm, first of all, because you've stopped. It affects the tone, right? And then the intonation already has been a little bit iffy to your ear. So all of the elements of music are on level disaster. Yeah. So and you want to sail through all of that. So you just keep playing. This is performance time.
Do I just redo it?
Yeah. Yes. Just try not to end up with swells in the middle of the bow. The tip of the bow needs more sound. You have loss of sound at the tip of the bow. Okay, A flat / G sharp. we'll come back to that one. Keep going. Whole bows. Good job. Do you know why you start playing with less and less bow?
So I started getting faster.
Yeah. So if you want to play faster, play 6 to a bow or 8 to a bow. The point of this is that you feel playing with abandon while play the scales. So good job on knowing your fingerings. So the ones where you tripped. So on G sharp minor, what happened? Do you know what you missed?
I went to third position.
Right. So we will do that one. The next one where you tripped was E flat major.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah. So usually when you have to switch to a new set of fingerings, that's where not everything is quite right. So you have to be able to mentally just shift really quickly for that. So you can also practice the scales, in descending order. Starting with the G in 4 octaves and coming down on that, because it will be a different way of reviewing what your fingerings are and plan in a different way for that. So you will keep working on this. In 2 weeks we will do the arpeggios, all arpeggios. Yeah, and for the first time, let's do them in chromatic order. Because once you become more comfortable with playing through all of them, we will do circle of fifths. Yeah. But the first one will be in chromatic order, and you can do either 3 to a bow is going to take forever. So 9 and 12 to a bow. 9 for the arpeggios, 12 for the 7th chords. Okay. Now 2 weeks after that, we will do all scales, but I would like to hear them at least 8 to a bow. So 8 to a bow is the slowest you will be allowed to do, and full bows for this with no rush.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, stop rushing because then there's the space that I use.
Right. And the moment you physically start feeling that everything is getting really tiny and fast and all that, that has to be a warning sign that you've gotten really fast and you just need to open up and play big. Right? Now, can I hear your kreutzer? And I'm going to get my copy from upstairs, unless you have it memorized.
I don't.
You don't? Okay.
I need to do that, do I?
Well, I think my kreutzer is up here, but yeah.
So I got the first page really good.
Okay.
A little bit faster. Well, some of the parts are kind of not as good as the others, but I've been trying to work on.
Okay. Now, how much did you work on this etude?
How much?
Yeah.
I've been doing 2 hours every day now.
On the etude?
Not on the etude.
I'm asking specifically on the etude.
I would say like 15 minutes. Like I do 15 minutes for like everything.
Now, Ella, maybe because things are getting pretty intricate in the rep that you're playing, you should consider spending longer periods of time but not necessarily every day on every piece.
Right.
So you should probably work a half an hour, like 3 days or 4 days of the week on the etude. It's good if these are consecutive days, and you need to have a review period before the lesson. But it's essential that you learn how to schedule a bigger amount of repertoire like this. Because it's just 15 minutes, it just gives you the time to side read to it. It doesn't give you the time to really work on anything. So, when for the first time I encountered having to practice more repertoire than I had time for, I actually started making written schedules on what days, what I would practice to make sure that I would cover everything. So you need to have, at this point, I would say 3 consecutive days minimum of really good work on a piece. And now you might say, okay, I don't want to work on the whole piece, but I will spend half an hour on the first page of this for 3 consecutive days. And then you might take a rest from it, or you might just make a plan that the following week you will finish the second half of it. But you need to have these extended periods of time that you have time to basically process what you're doing, because these things are getting hard. Yeah. Okay. Do you have enough light, by the way? Would you like some more? Okay. Okay. Because you're starting to add too many accidentals to that. So can you start, back up a couple of measures? Do you see the bar that starts with an E and A? It's just the measure before you just played.
Oh,
Right. So there are no G sharps in that bar, and in the next one there are no G sharps, right? So let's get our ear in the key in which you're playing. So back up two more measures before that. Yes, exactly. Careful. Oops, there is the, yes, exactly. Careful. Okay, good. Go on. through the next page if you said that it needs more work? Do you want to do that today? Do you think it will be beneficial?
Maybe.
Okay, now so let's try to accomplish two things with the second going to the second page. I want you to listen better to how those double stops that are on each beat sound, because they often they're perfect consonances. What are the perfect consonances? Do you remember?
Fifths, fourths,
And
third.
octaves
Oh,
and unisons. Now, thirds and sixths, they're the imperfect consonants.
Because they're not.
Because you can you can tweak them a little bit. So the perfect consonances are the first intervals that you get in the overtone series. So not exactly tune, but so the first interval is an octave. The next one is a fifth. The next is a fourth. So those are your perfect consonants, and then the third, major, minor, and so on. It's different story going up there. So can you make sure that those perfect consonances are absolutely in tune to the point that it is just you can cut through something with that interval? That's how well in tune it is. So let's start from where you took off, and maybe you can go slightly slower on it. I would recommend that. And now it's very easy for me to say how I'm going to tweak these intervals. I rely very heavily on ringtones when I play this kind of things. There's also a little bit of manipulation that you might have to do on the intervals. So if you have a perfect fourth, which way do you need to tweak it to be on the safe side? You have to squish it a little bit, just ever so slightly. So if you're preparing the fingers to play, just think how you would play it exactly, on the money, and then think that it has to sound just like half a hair, split hair, tight, and you will have a greater chance hitting it correctly. Now, if it's a fifth, what do you do? The opposite. It wants to stretch a little bit. So that's the thing to know about those perfect consonants. If it's an octave, you just smack on the head, and if it's a unison, same thing, right? So let's give it a try. Where we took off, where we stopped. Sorry, I'm not using the correct language for that. Where we stopped. So that should be a perfect fourth. It's E and A. That's right. And now really hear how that first interval sounds like. Do you hear the third tone? Do you hear a low pitch? Yeah. So some people say that third tone has to be in tune with the interval that you're playing, and it does help. That. Do you know why that third tone happens? Do you remember the acoustical beats when you play unisons? You hear them? Yeah, it's almost as if there's a ceiling fan going on. These beats are the difference of the number of the cycles per second between the two notes that I'm playing. Now, because these are very close together, you will have like 4, 5, 6, 10 of them per second, which means that the frequency of that pitch that's produced is very low, so we don't perceive it as pitch. We hear it as rhythm. Now, when you have a few hundred of those in difference between the two pitches, then we hear that as an actual pitch. That's why we get that third tone when we play double stops. And so if the ratio between the two notes is an agreeable number, then you get a pitch that's in tune with the chord. So that might be one thing that you might want to just there. That's it. So that might be the way you want to train your ear and your hand. Because once your body kind of responds to this kind of sonority, your hand will want to go there. It will seek that, because it's like it's like a special place on the string where you play harmonics, for example, and you know how that responds, and you want to go there. So can you try? And you hold it, yes. Yeah, play with full sound on both notes. Tweak it a little bit so you can get the pitch. You will get the pitch. Yes, it is there, and it's the perfect fourth sounds really good. And you know what? When you get this sort of tuning, all of a sudden your tone is so much louder. It's an acoustical phenomenon, because your instrument is it's made to respond properly when it's played in tune. And those are proportions that just make everything vibrate the way it has to, and so acoustically things work out well. Okay, so let's take it from there. Go on. Let's produce a much better sounding interval. Remember, it has to be squished, so the first finger needs to go a little bit. That's too squished, but it's somewhere in that range. So can you start right there on that? Whoopsie, perfect fourth. Let's get it in tune. Thank you, dear. I actually heard your open strings, they're not in tune with one another. The open strings, A and E. Yeah. Go ahead and retune. It's a little bit warmer here than probably it is in your house, so strings react. So can we take it from where we stopped? there should be an F sharp there. Or are we at different spots? Where are you? Is there an F natural in your music there on that? There is? Oops, show me. Well, but there's no F natural because look away, we've got. Okay. Interesting, very interesting. Okay, go ahead. Good. That should be on an up. Okay, now let's unpack that one. So you've got second, then minor third, perfect fourth, and perfect fifth. Can you make sure that going through these intervals is in tune? Your first finger needs to be already on both strings when you start this, because it will be very difficult to move it laterally as you play this. Yeah, so let's start backwards. Let's build it going from down up. So start with a good fifth. Once you find perfect fourth that sounds good, go back and forth between the fifth. Yeah, so in other words, oops, what you're doing with adding the fourth very independent from your what your first finger is doing, because you want to be able to come back to the same fifths. Yeah, so the third tone is doing that. Now, can you do this one more time with much less tension in the left hand? So just loosen up the hand, put it back. Yeah. Yeah. To do. You need to be a little bit more on the higher string, right? Because with the fourths we squish them, the fifths we stretch them. So. Yeah, those are microscopic, right? And then let's add the rest of the interval. So, do you have a G sharp? No, we don't. We do? Yeah, we do. So add the other intervals and go down. undo the clutching. So that's why I'm asking you to erase the hand and try again. That's pretty good. And now let's put it in the context. Unison here at the end gives you the chance to check whether what you've done is in tune. Do you understand why? So you've got so if these two don't match, everything has been out of tune. I mean, it's not that yours didn't match that much. I made it like 100 times worse than what you did. But can you make sure that it really stays yes. Build it backwards as we did with the previous one. You start with the unison and you add the rest of the... Good. Yes, Ella. Good. Is this closed or open hand structure?
Close.
Are you accounting for that as you play? Let's see if you supinate just a tad more, if it will help. Yeah, now you need to place the D just a tad higher, yes, because that you have to compensate for that extra, yes. Let's take it from there and go on. Yeah, so that's another one that you want to build again from the fifth going up the stack. From the fifth. Yes. Right. Brava. D sharp, so can I check your fingerings here? Where are we in your edition? So you need to stay in second position. This will be much easier. Yeah. Can you start from the top? in second position. Is there? Does it say to go to first position at that point?
It has an open.
Oh, okay. So it's slightly different fingering. Okay, go on. It says a flat in your music? We are still in the previous measure though. You skipped the whole measure, that's why. Oh, yeah, so let's do along with the B natural. Start with the B natural. Go back to the previous bar. You skipped the previous measure. Tune to have the F. Yes. A higher E. Much of the scale one more time and really listen how those pitches check against the open strings, the drums. So now, so that A that you're playing really has to correspond to the open A string because you're going to land there very soon. Yes, right. Exactly. Higher E, yes. The E still needs to be just a split hair higher. Ella, you understand what the process is going to be, right?
Yes.
So let's not waste more lesson time on this. I mean, we can spend the time on this, but I think you've got other projects as well, and I want for us to be able to get to it. Are you okay with this? Your reaction seems to be like, you okay? Right. So just roll your sleeves at home and go after the intonation. Just it will benefit absolutely everything you play. All right. Now, Vitali. Did you listen to your recording? Let's stop this one, and we're going to listen. We can listen either on your computer or on my phone. But can we stop the recording here because I wanted to listen to it? Do you listen to your recordings?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. How come?
I mean, sometimes I just don't like hearing how I
Well, if you don't like how you sound, you should redo it. Okay. So let's listen to it.